Hey guys, Bilal here, and this video is a developer log for this next project that I've been working on. And so what I'm going to do is kind of walk you through the systems and through the idea behind the gameplay and maybe talk a little bit about story. But before I go through all that, I want to ask a couple questions. And I'd first like to turn your attention to the fact that there are two written developer logs on the website omnirift.com. That's basically just a blog right now, but in the future it'll be a lot more stuff. So if you want to check out the developer logs for this game, there are some written ones on there, and there's another one coming this month. So definitely check those out at omnirift.com. Okay, the questions I had to ask are, I'd like to know what you guys are interested in seeing in the future on this channel, and I'd also like to know if you would be interested in kind of a coaching service that would be one-on-one, help you out with a project. So definitely let me know if you'd be interested in either of those in the comments, and let me know what you want to see on the channel. And with that said, we can kind of get into how this project is working. Now, first, I'll just go ahead and play this for you. And what's going to happen is you're going to see kind of this dialogue screen popping up here, and it's going to look like a bit of a mess. So to begin with, this is actually running on Fungus, which is a free asset for character dialogue, and it's just this quick character dialogue thing I made a mock-up of and threw together very fast, so you can kind of see how that's going on there. And this menu thing is completely underdeveloped. It's the default, so I'll just press not interested, and so Sarah pops up and she starts reciting one of the dialogue pieces, one of the arbitrary dialogue pieces out of dialogue that we've written. So the story is kind of already written before the game had been really worked on, but there's obviously revisions and that sort of thing to go through. So what I'm going to do next is actually just go ahead and go into the inspector here, and I'll just disable this entire dialogue canvas. Yeah, just because, just get that out of the way. So what's going on right now is I'm in this ship and I'm moving around, and I can do a few different things. So before I do that, I want to mention that these asteroids will first generate ore nodes, and then you have to prospect those to see which ores are on the asteroid and where they're located. So if I hold down space, this is the prospector, and it's kind of scanning whatever's in front of me. So if I go around this asteroid and prospect the locations of where the generated ore nodes are, you can see them kind of popping into existence here. And I'm turning around, kind of scanning the entire, I guess, perimeter or surface of the asteroid here. And so there are a couple of options I have here. I have a left tool and a right tool. You'll notice I'm holding left click now, and you can see the drill kind of has an animation. It's a bit too subtle for my taste right now. I'd like to work harder on that. Basically what that is sprites I went in and manually edited in Illustrator. And so if I drill into one of these things, what'll happen is it'll disappear instantly because I'm colliding with it, and so it'll end up in my inventory. And so I'm going to go ahead and also do this with the laser here. So if I hold down right click, you can see me lasering this thing out, and I can go and run into it and grab it. So those are in my inventory. You can't really tell right now, but once I open up this trading interface with this merchant here, then you will see my entire inventory. Now before I do that, notice this E to interact thing, and that's actually functional, and you can see the icon there, and that's kind of driven by a dictionary which links these icons with buttons. There's a whole system running on this. It's actually, I think, the second developer log that I'll give you a link to that talks about this. It's using Rewired, which is a Unity asset that manages user input. It's very robust, definitely recommend it. So basically, Rewired actions are sort of mapped to keys, and then whichever keys are selected for those actions, the system will find, the appropriate icon and string for what that is. So if I hover over this guy, it'll say use this key to, perform this action. So I'll hit E, and this trade menu kind of pops up here. And it's kind of this basic mock-up of, dragging stuff around and selling and buying. So I'll go ahead and drag some copper in. These are worth nothing. Nickel is worth 100, so you can see this thing over here changes when I try to sell them, and that green means I'm attempting to sell these. So I'll accept, and now Fletcher has my copper and my nickel. So I could buy back the nickel by dragging over and hitting accept, and then I lost all my money. and the transaction is reset. You can also double click things and so on, and accept, and now I have 200 gold. I'll go ahead and close this. Gold. I like how it's gold. Anyway, that's definitely not going to be gold in the future. So those are kind of the main things I can do right now. Most of this game right now is basically underlying systems with the concept of something to do in the future, and yeah, there's a lot of usage of external assets. Oh, and by the way, that's 2D DL Pro. It's 2D shadows, works by a procedural mesh and collisions. So definitely another asset I'd recommend. I'll link to all these assets I'm using in the description and possibly some in the cards. So look out for those if you're interested in any of these assets. Definitely recommend a lot of them. And yeah, in the future, that's actually going to be used for detection. So right now, all that does is nothing. I think it prints something to the console. Okay, so yeah, I've kind of droned on about this a lot. In the future, we'll talk more deeply, I think, about the underlying systems if you're interested in that. If you're interested in, the code that's kind of running all of this, because that's where most of the work has been, leave a comment and let me know. And you can leave a comment about anything, whatever you want to know about this project. Leave a comment and I will get back to you and possibly make a video about it. So that's going to be everything for this developer log. And again, check out omniriff.com. I'm updating that with written developer logs on this game as well, if you're interested. And they do get technical, so you might learn something, you might just have fun reading the developer log. For whatever reason, I think they can appeal to anyone. And again, let me know what you want to see in the future on this channel, what kind of stuff you're interested in, just whatever you think of, let me know in the comments. And again, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching sessions, that's something we are interested in working on, so let me know in the comments if you would want to partake in those services. With all that said, I will see you in the next video, and have a good one.